figure this out? I figured this out. All right. I think I figured this out. All right. What's up, guys? Dodgers Randy here. As always, still trying to kind of understand this whole live thing. So let me figure out why it's not showing up. But that was not a fun game. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'm sure most of you could care less about the game recap, so I will be quick with it, and we'll try to get to the kind of things people care about, which I think is the Q&A more than anything. So if you guys want to start putting your questions up, I will get to them. But sorry, that doesn't let me do all these things before I go live. Otherwise, I would do this. So that way you guys don't have to watch me stare at my computer for a second. All right. Anyways, let's do this. We lost today, which I'm sure you know. Was not a good game for us. It was a very Coors Field-like game, and it absolutely sucked. I hope a lot of you did not waste the 4 hours of your night that came with watching that game. So, really quickly, still 56 wins on the year, now 28 losses. I think that puts us 12 games ahead of the Rockies in the division. But let's get into some news really quick. Dustin May and Gavin Lux, who were both promoted, called up, whatever, to AAA yesterday, have been named to the NL team for the All-Star Futures game, so they'll be in Cleveland. Congrats to them, really good. They're going to be some very important prospects for us to keep our eyes on. Ryu coming into this game, he led all of baseball with an ERA of ERA plus of 3.32. To give you guys an idea, 100 ERA plus, that's league average. So he's doing. He's way above league average. It's insane. The second best is 209, and he comes in at 332. Obviously, after tonight, it's going to be lower than that, but he's still killing it. Even after giving up as many runs as he did tonight, his ERA is still under 2. That's how good he's been. Also, we learned yesterday that Bellinger is the second player in National League history with 100 hits, 50 walks, and 25 home runs through 80 games. The only other player that did that was Stan Musial, however you say his name. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. But insane, crazy. Update on Freese and Alexander. They expect David Freese to be back next week before the All-Star break. Alexander will not be back until after the All-Star break. It'll be nice to have Freese back, that right-handed bat. He was doing so well. So hopefully we get him back soon. So coming into this game, Ryu, for which I'm sure most of you know, not good at Coors Field. He had a 7+ ERA coming into this game, and so now I'm sure it's probably at about 8. So sucks, is what it is. Gave up a lot of home runs, which isn't really anything he does. He only walked one guy, which again, that's Ryu still doing his thing. He still found his command, but he just did not look good out there today, unfortunately. He gave up 3 home runs, and all of them were 2-run home runs. So he gave up 7 runs on the night, and then Joe Kelly came in the 5th inning, and that was just a complete disaster all on its own. I can't even get mad at Kelly. He did give up the double, and he did give up a single. However, the runs, every run that came across, except for one, all came across on errors. The defense was atrocious. No clue what was happening out there today. But just very, very bad baseball, and really the defense is what ended up costing us this game, in my opinion. Obviously, I mean, they had 5 errors in the game. Obviously, pitching could have done a little bit better. Ryu, more so than anything. But, man, that was rough. Ross Cup came in, did really well. 2 strikeouts for him. Floro did well in the 7th inning, really struggled in the 8th, loaded the bases. Chargois came in, got a huge strikeout with Arenado with the bases loaded, and then sac fly. Things were looking good. Unfortunately, gave up 2-run double. That's when the entire game just blew open. Offense, they had a pretty good day. I mean, anytime you score 8 runs, although at Coors Field, it's never really enough. Jock picked up his 6th double of the season. Verdugo, another big game for him. He had 2 hits, one being a 2-run home run. Now has 36 RBIs on the year, and that was his 9th home run of the season. 5 of his home runs have been against Colorado, I believe they said. So dude loves to hit against the Rockies. Dude loves to hit at Coors Field. So we just need him to keep it up. Because I saw a comment in there that said Verdugo Rookie of the Year, and that would be incredible. So we need him to keep going. Turner, great day for him. 3 hits, 2 walks, reached base all 5 times. now has 14 doubles on the season. Bellinger, rough game for him. 2 flyouts that were very close to being home runs. Almost kind of surprises they weren't. He hit them very hard, just unfortunately very straight up. Both of them went to the warning track. Those obviously could have really changed the game. And he hit into a double play, which I actually don't know if that's even happened all season. So that on its own was just kind of mind-blowing to see him hit there, or to, sorry, hit into a double play. Max Muncy, my God, this guy. I think they said he has 9 career home runs there, and he's played 14 games at Colorado. He crushed another one today, 3-run home run. He picked up 5 RBIs in this game. He's got 20 home runs on the year, 57 RBIs, had 5 of them tonight. This guy should have been in the All-Star game, and it is very frustrating that he's not. I hate fan voting. Fan voting needs to go away. The best players deserve to be in there. With Muncy kind of playing different positions, I think it kind of screwed him. Personally, I think in the NL, we should have a utility player position. The American League gets their DH. We should have some kind of equal to that, which I think would be utility player. When you don't have a DH, you kind of move players around a little bit more. And I think guys like Muncy get screwed because he's played all over the infield this year. And unfortunately, well, we get a DH, but we don't get to vote for a DH because, yeah, but the voting. I'm talking about the voting. If we're still in control of the voting, we should get to vote for a utility guy. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, anyways, he's killing it. He should be there. He might still be there, I think, because I think players and writers kind of do the rest of the voting in, but we'll see. Beatty, nothing for him tonight. Taylor continues to swing a really hot bat. Picked up his 19th double this season. He's now got 39 RBIs. The only thing I kind of questioned was that he leads off the 9th inning and tries to bunt to get on base when the team's down 4 runs. That much, or was it 5? Whatever it was. Either way, it was too many runs. No reason for him to be bunting, in my opinion. I really don't understand what the thought process was from him when he's swinging such a hot bat. But it is what it is. It's over. Martin, still slumping. He did get 2 walks, but due to still slumping, really need our catchers to start producing. But that might have us see Will Smith a lot sooner, which I think most of the fan base wants at this point. So we'll see. Ryu got himself a walk. Garlick and Rios both pinch hit. Rios is still looking for his first big league hit. Unfortunately, it did not come tonight. Hopefully it will happen before they send him back down to AAA, which I think we all know is coming at some point. So, all right, I am pulling up your guys' questions right now because nobody wants to talk about that game anymore. I don't think you guys do either. Come on, YouTube. All their stuff is in beta, so it takes forever to load. All right. Okay. What the hell? Okay. All right. Question. And hello to everybody. Thanks for everybody saying hi. There's a lot of you. Crazy Nico TV, Non-Hype Beast, Mark, Brian, Justin. Hello to all of you. Cody, end of the season predictions and Verdugo. I think Cody... I think he's easily going to hit over 100. He's going to hit 100 RBIs. I would put him at maybe 110 or so. It just depends. We're about the halfway point. He's got almost, I think he's got 60 something, 62, something like that. But I could see Cody ending with about a 330 batting average, anywhere from 48 to 50 home runs, and then I would say right around 110 RBIs or so. But that's my guess for him. Verdugo, I think we could see maybe him. I think Verdugo's going to be around a 300 average hitter. Probably maybe around 20 home runs or so. He could get more. He's not a very power hitter type dude, but he's finding a way to do it right now. He's got 9 on the season. I think 20 might be pushing it a little bit, but who knows? He's more of a contact hitter. We have enough power hitters in the lineup. That's why I like the guy so much. He finds a way to get on base, and he'll probably see about 70, 80 RBIs, I think, just kind of based on the way he's going right now. A lot of it's going to depend on how much playing time Pollock gets and what they do with Verdugo. Because clearly Jock can't play first base all that well. I know it's still a learning process, and I know they're going to continue to do it. Hopefully he gets better. It has not been going too well for him out there. His feet just don't look right. He looks like he has 2 left feet when he plays first base. Should the Dodgers focus more on the bullpen or defense? They need to focus on the bullpen. bad defense is bound to happen. A couple weeks ago, the Athletic had the Dodgers outfield and infield at first and second. I don't remember which one was. I think the infield was actually rated first. So you can't really focus on defense. You're not going to make trades just to go, let's fix the defense. Come playoffs, if Jock still can't play first base, which I think we're kind of all maybe seeing at this point that it might not last, they're not going to have him at first. They don't have him at first. I think it changes a little bit. Your infielders are going to be a lot more confident when they're throwing to somebody at first who they know can pick the ball and can make these plays. So I don't think that's something to stress out. We're going to get Seager back. We're going to put Jock either in left field. I think we might be trading Jock for send him to Cleveland, send him to Pittsburgh, wherever it may be. I don't know how much longer he's going to be a Dodger, especially if they can't make him fit, or if they can't put him in first. If he can't play first base, I don't know how much longer he's going to be a Dodger, because I'm not taking away, if it's me, I'm not taking at bats away from Verdugo to have Bellinger play, and they're going to let Pollock play. Unfortunately, that's the situation we're in. They're not going to cut Pollock or whatever the case may be. Will they trade Jock? I don't know. That's where I'm at with this. I don't know if they should. I don't know where I sit with that, but we'll have to wait and see. There's just this team. There's so many of them. It's kind of, this whole Pollock thing is kind of a bummer right now, honestly. I like the guy, but the signing is kind of coming back to bite us in the ass. But is there a way we could never play in Colorado again? Yeah, convince MLB to get that stadium out of there. That's the only way I think it's going to ever happen. I think it sucks to play in the NL West for that reason. You're going to play there more than any other team. So we're going to get screwed as the best team in baseball. We have to play there a lot more than any of these other teams that are trying to compete. Ryu's ERA got screwed over because of it. Most pitchers don't ever have to pitch there. So unfortunately, it's like one of the only downfalls of playing in the NL West is having to deal with that. Are the Dodgers going to finally win it all this year? I mean, I hope they do too. I wish I could tell you. This is the most confident I have felt that we're going to do well. However, if they don't fix the bullpen, no, we're not. I don't think we have a chance. I 100% believe we are going to the World Series. Whether or not we win is, to me, all depends on the bullpen and what they can do. So it feels like the year. I keep saying it. Feels better. Feels better than 2017. But until that bullpen's fixed, I'm not very confident in saying we are going to win. Verdugo, Rookie of the Year. I think, as much as I like the guy, and as much as, I mean, he's done great. I think there's so many rookies in the National League this year that it's going to make it really difficult. Unfortunately, you have guys like Pete Alonso who hits a bunch of bombs, and for some reason, MLB writers, they look at that. The dude has, I think, like a 240 batting average, something like that, but he hits a lot of home runs. He's got as many as Bellinger does, so that's going to get more attention than what Verdugo's doing. That's kind of the only bummer. You have Tatis Jr., who's very good, Chris Paddock, very good, so it's just kind of, it's one of those things that maybe a different year he wins it, but it's kind of like Buehler last year. Buehler had a chance to win it, but again, strong rookie class with Acuna, so we'll just have to wait and see. It would be super cool if he won it, because you could have Bellinger winning MVP, Ryu winning Cy Young, and Verdugo winning Rookie of the Year. Would be pretty incredible. I don't know what happened to Floro. I honestly could not tell you. I don't know if he's a guy that you want to put in there for 2 innings. Unfortunately, I think the only reason why Roberts went that route was because we still have 2 more games and he doesn't want to waste the bullpen. So I do understand that a little bit. But it's rough in Colorado. That's all I could say. As for Baez, he pitched last night, so that's probably why you didn't see him tonight. Probably saving him for tomorrow night. Or even Sunday, but I don't think Coors is a place where you really want to throw pitchers in there 2 nights in a row. It's really rough. Only a 12-game lead. Now it's going to disappear so fast. Bro, this lead is not going anywhere. These Rockies are not going to all of a sudden take us over. We're good. I promise you that 12-game lead is not disappearing. Whoa, why did you do this? What? Oh my God, it like made me start all over. Okay. How do you feel about the rookie walk-offs? I think it's made the season a lot of fun. It's crazy that this team has so many rookies and so much young talent that they can keep doing this, that they can keep finding a way to pull it off. And you have, I mean, Beatty, Smith, Verdugo. We've got Edwin Rios, who's probably capable of doing the same thing at a home game. But that just goes to show the talent on this team, that it's always the next man up mentality. And that's what I love about this team. Everybody comes through at some point. Everybody does their job. And that's what I felt about the rookies the whole time. And I think it's gonna keep going that way. Is Cody going to win MVP if he continues to do what he's doing? Yes. I don't think there's anyone that even comes close to doing what he's doing right now. Yelich may lead the league in home runs, but I definitely think Bellinger, what he's doing is insane. What is the biggest difference from this year's team from last year's team? I just think the chemistry overall is better. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this or agree with it, but I really think Puig was a big issue on the team. When you see them come out and see what they're doing this year, I think he was a big distraction. And I don't know. I think there's a better feel to this team. They know what it's like now to lose 2 years in a row. They don't want it to happen again. I don't think we were ever going to beat the Red Sox last year. And we battled through a lot of injuries, but I think everybody's on top of it this year. Nobody's really just having a bad year besides like the catchers, but you know, we don't have to talk about that, but we're getting there. I like this team a lot more, and I can't stress out too much about it. Yes, this team will take us to the World Series again. I'm not even going to think it. I'm just going to say it because I have to at this point. I can't handle it. If we don't make it to the World Series, I don't know what I'm going to do. If we don't win the World Series, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't handle this anymore. Do you think that Bellinger ends up with 50 homers? I think it is possible. Will he? We've seen him kind of pick up his home runs the last few games. It would be nice to see him get another 1 or 2 in Colorado. They go back to Colorado again next month. Always much easier to see him grab a couple there. He does really well at Dodger Stadium too, so I definitely think it is possible. With no more World Series home field advantage, how do you feel about the All-Star game now that it is less serious than it is once before? I don't care about the All-Star game one bit. I do not care to watch it. I do not care about the results of it. I don't want a player getting hurt. Whether a pitcher accidentally lets go of a ball, whatever the case may be, I could care less. I would like to see kind of a little bit more games done. Like they have the home run derby, but like in the NFL, the Pro Bowl, they do these fun competitions. I think that would be a lot of fun. I don't think they are ever going to get rid of the All-Star game. I just personally could care less about it. I just think it's so boring. I don't know. I really don't care for it at all. Bellinger is not struggling, guys. I promise you that guy is not struggling one bit. When is Dennis Santana coming in? No idea. We might not see him until the 40-man roster. Y'all are yelling at me as if I have a say in what happens with Jock. I'm just telling you what I think. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do. Would you trade Jock even though his playoff performance is really good? Yes, because I'm not holding on to a guy just in hopes that he comes around and does well in the playoffs. I think the rest of the team is very good, that they can carry us, that I think our bullpen is much more important than Jock. I see a lot of you saying that they're not going to be able to get much for Jock. I 100% disagree with you. Let me tell you why. The dude doesn't make a lot of money. He's young. A lot of teams would take what he is capable of doing. A lot of teams aren't going to view him as a platoon player. They're going to put him out there. He's not... He does have value to him. A guy that has 20 plus home runs in the first half of the season, He has a good arm. He can play defense. He does have value to him. You're not going to be able to straight trade him. No, we're not going to be able to just trade Jock for, like, let's say Felipe Vasquez, however you say his name. That's not going to happen. But when you have a guy who is still young, he's in his third year of arbitration next year. So yes, that does take some of it away from him, obviously, but he's still young. They could try to re-sign him if he goes somewhere, but he does have value to him. He does not have a ton of value. Like I said, you can't straight trade him, but he does have value. You could trade him, let's say him and a top prospect, and you're going to get a pretty good closer for that. In my opinion, I think some people are undervaluing Jock a little too much. If the Dodgers get to the World Series, who do you think making it out of the AL? Call me crazy, but I can envision a 65 rematch against the Twins. I don't think you're crazy. I just don't think there's any way the Twins are making it out of the AL. I don't see them beating the Yankees. I don't see them beating the Astros. They play in a pretty weak division. And it's hard for me to take teams like that totally serious when they come out of nowhere. I know they were good last year, but I don't know. I just don't see teams like that being able to go into the playoffs and really hold it together, especially when you don't have like anybody on that team with any playoff experience. I really think the Astros or the Yankees would roll right over them. But with that being said, I think those are one of the teams we're going to see. I'm leaning more towards the Astros, but the Yankees are 100% capable of being there too. Either way, it's going to be a crazy World Series matchup, whether it's the Yankees, whether it's the Astros. I would love our revenge against the Astros, but it stresses me out a lot thinking that we play them again, because if we lost to them again, I would die. What kind of value can you get for Jock Peterson in his lifetime 228 average? Guys, it's 2019. You got to be looking at a lot more than just batting average. This is not just about batting average anymore. It's why guys like Pete Alonso are getting so much look, even though his batting average sucks. Jock is a career 805 OPS and 116 OPS plus. To give you guys an idea, again, 100 is league average. He's 16% better than the league average as a player overall. His on-base percentage career, 337. Slugging, 467. I know that his batting average sucks, but you've got to look at so much more than that. The dude hits the ball hard. He's a platoon bat because he plays for us, because we have guys who can go out there and do better than him. On a lot of teams, he's not a platoon player. You're sticking him out there every single game. The Dodgers are stacked. You can't compare what the Dodgers do to most teams, because most teams aren't going to be able to do what we can do. We can say, Jock, no, we don't want to waste at bats on you against lefties because we have someone better. If Jock is out there every single day hitting against lefties, I guarantee you he's not going to suck as bad as he does. But when the Dodgers are as good as they are, why waste it and say, okay, yeah, go out there, go hit every day against lefties and suck, when we can go, no, have the better guy in there. That's the thing that I feel like we as a fan base have to look at. Other teams can't do what we can do. So Jock isn't just a platoon player. He is for the Dodgers, but on most teams, he's a full-time left fielder or whatever outfield position they choose to put him in. Should I wait till after the trade deadline to get a Jock jersey? I wait until the trade deadline every year to get a jersey for a player, unless I know it's someone that they're not going to touch. Guys like Seager, Buehler, stuff like that, Kershaw, Kenley, Turner. But when it comes to guys that might be in the trade market, I do not buy a jersey. Jock may not be traded. They've been saying this for a long time. Jock's been talked about being traded for the last couple seasons. He probably won't go anywhere. I just always get a little worried about it. Did it again. Okay, there we go. Say what you want about the Dodgers bullpen, but at least they're not the Mets bullpen. Yes, you are 100% right about that. Yes, it is tough. Roberts is a great manager. My only thing that bugs me when people blame him for the bullpen is that's all the front office is giving him. In my opinion, and if I'm blaming anyone for the bullpen struggles, it's not Robert's decisions, it's the front office not giving him better players. He's working with what he has. It's hard to get mad at him when the guy is putting guys out there when they're his only option. You're not just going to have guys like Floro, Alexander chill in the bullpen and throw the arms out of all the other players. If anything, in my opinion, we should be getting mad at the front office for not giving him better options to work with, because he can only do so much. That's kind of my view on it. Should Jock Peterson get traded to the Nationals for Max Scherzer? Sure, but that's not happening. There's no way the Nationals are doing that. Not for Jock and a top prospect. It'd take a lot to get Scherzer. I would love that, but that's not happening. People say, yeah. What do you think about his train for Whit Merrifield? I'd be open to it, but yeah, like someone mentioned below you, that's going to cost a lot, and I don't think it's necessarily needed. Once we get Seager back, all of this changes. Once we get Seager back out there, you go full-time Muncy hang on. Yeah, you can go full-time with Muncy at first, Taylor at second, or you put Freeze at first, Muncy at second, Seager at short, Turner at third. I thought I said Taylor at second. Anyways, Jock in left, Verdugo in center, and then Bellinger in right. And then you switch off Jock, Verdugo with Pollock and however else that needs to work. But I just don't know if we need Whit Merrifield. Not for what we might have to get up. It just depends what you have to give up. Because you don't want to throw away the future of this organization for one guy when we really don't need a second baseman. We need bullpen. Very, very bad. Is Dodger games considered a good first date? I mean, if you want a chick who's into baseball, yes, I would think it is. I mean, it depends on how much she likes baseball. I probably would never want to go on first date to a game because I just focus too much on the game and I don't want to have to talk to anybody. But that's probably good. If there's a chick who likes baseball, I would say yes, that's a very good date. What's your opinion on how Joe Kelly's doing? I think he's doing really well these last few appearances. I think he got screwed today by defense. He should have only given up one run, if that. But I like what he's doing. He's throwing 99, 100 consistently on the mound. He's finally kind of looking like himself, the guy we wanted. It'd just be great if the defense could play behind him. What's your opinion? Oh, I already read that one. Bellinger hasn't slowed down, guys. The dude is hitting like 350. It's not fair to say Bellinger slowed down when he's still hitting 350 and almost leading the league in multiple offensive categories. He's still doing insane things on the field. So I don't understand how we can say he's slowed down. He's just now playing at a higher level than average. He's just not playing at an elite freak average. He's playing at still a ridiculously high level. Dodgers versus Yankees in the World Series? Maybe. Do you think Russell Martin will ever get it started? He seemed to have lost his talent with hitting, and I don't see anything coming from him. I just want to know what somebody else thinks. I think Martin, he's old. And I think the best you can expect from him is to be a very good defensive catcher and very good for the pitchers. But I don't know how much kind of offense we're going to get from him, unfortunately. Should Muncy bat ahead of Bellinger? I think so. Maybe. I guess it depends on the lineup. Depends who you have in there. I would put Verdugo leadoff. I really like Verdugo at leadoff. Once Seager comes back, you put Seager at second, Turner at third. Maybe Muncy there, but I would still almost put Bellinger there. But I don't know. Muncy's killing it. It's hard. Right now, I kind of feel good with him anywhere. I don't think Bellinger and Muncy batting has anything to do with their speed. Thank you. I appreciate it, Angels fan. So the Dodgers were kind of screwing with Kelly, but he's dropped, I think, his four-seam fastball, and that's when we've seen him get a lot better. Possible rematch with the Astros, probably. That's what I'm thinking. Yes. Yeah, I think if it was Jock and Kyber Ruiz, they would let go of Jock. I don't even know if you'll have to add Jock into that. I'm wondering if Kyber Ruiz might be just enough. Because he's still, I mean, the dude's only, what, 20? Something like that. And he's going to be under contract for 6 years or so. So that might actually be, they might only have to trade Ruiz in order to get Vasquez. So I know that's a guy they're looking at. So that one will be really interesting. Because that guy's very good. And I believe he still has a few years left on his contract. Biggest threat, oh my God, why does it? Biggest threat in the World Series, I think it'll be the Astros. I'm actually not worried about the Yankees. I'm more worried about the Astros, unfortunately. Why don't the Dodgers just keep Jock and trade Pollock? Because Pollock's going to have no value to him. Otherwise, another team would have traded him. There's not going to be any... Ooh, Joe Kelly's pissed. He said he's not a fan of tonight's official score. I'm not a believer in me giving up 5 hits. It's Colorado and we're in Denver. Who knows? That guy up there could be effing high. I love Joe Kelly. What a man. I hope you guys heard that. I just realized it cut me out. I hope you guys heard what I said about Joe Kelly. He's not happy with the official score, said he might be effing high, but I'm realizing now on my screen it paused it, so you probably didn't hear me. I don't know. Maybe Pete Alonso is batting 280. He might have turned it around. I haven't looked in a couple weeks. Why not trade Taylor over Peterson? Because Taylor's much better and plays a lot of positions, and no, sorry. Yeah, no, I can't trade Taylor over Peterson. Do not get youngster jerseys ever. That seems contradictory. Thoughts on Kike? Do you think he could turn it around the second half? Unfortunately, I think the Kike we're seeing is the Kike that he is. He needs to just be a utility bench player. He does not need to be an everyday starter. I think, unfortunately, he just can't handle it. Yeah, I don't think he can handle playing every day, unfortunately. I think he just needs to be a bench utility player, come up like last night, pinch hit, blah, 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 all of that. So, yeah, he's a bench guy, unfortunately. Is TickPick the best place to get Dodger tickets? I go to TickPick because they have no fees, but I look a couple different places. I have never used Game Time. I don't like the way their thing is. It's ridiculous how the fees shoot up way a lot, and it doesn't tell you until you're about to buy it how much the fees are. I prefer TickPick. I have a link you'll see in the description if you want to purchase from TickPick. You can get it from there. You can also use a promo code that I have. You can use Dodgers 10 or Dodgers 15. I think to get the discount Dodgers 10, you have to spend $99 or more. To get the $15 off, I think you have to spend $150 or more. So you can use that link. I'll put it in after this uploads, or just go to another one of my videos. The last one, it'll be in the description. It'll have TickPick, and you can click on that and just compare prices. That's what I always do. But I am partnered with TickPick, so I'm going to tell you to go look at them and buy from them. But the rest of that, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you who you have to buy to. I buy from TickPick. When will Pollock come back after he went on the 60-day IL? He will be back, I think the Red Sox series is what they said. They expect Seager and Pollock to be on in rehab games during the All-Star break. So while everyone else is resting, Pollock and Seager should be getting in some rehab games, and then they are expected to be, at least Seager is expected to be back for the Boston series, and I believe they said Pollock is too. Thoughts on Coors Field? I have such a love-hate relationship with Coors Field. I've been there last year. I love it. I love that it helps our offense, but I also hate that it kills our pitching. It's not a good place to play baseball. It should be, I'm totally blanking on the word right now. Climate controlled, whatever, weather controlled. It's too much. And it's not fair because the Rockies play their 81 games a year. So their bodies are adjusted. They live there during the season. their bodies are adjusted. It's just, it's not cool for us to come in and have to play 4 games. If you've ever been to Colorado, it is insanely difficult to do anything there. I walked up to the Mile High seats and got a headache and stomach ache within minutes of being up there just because of altitude. And I'm not having to run on a baseball field. I just don't think it's very fair. I mean, you can throw your tickets away, dog. I got season tickets, so I don't let anybody take me to games, but you know, you do you. Have you ever met Larry King or any other celebrities at Dodger games? I don't think so. I don't really care about celebrities. I actually don't even really care about players. I care more about the other people. I get very excited when I see Alana, Joe, Oral. I have a couple friends who work in the organization. I don't know. I'm not a very starstruck kind of person. I've had my moments when I met like Seager and Kershaw, but I don't know. I'm not one to really go up to celebrities. The one that I went up to, not at a Dodger game, but the only one that I've ever really gone up to that I like really lost it was when I met John Cena. Yeah, there was no way I was not gonna say hi to John Cena. I love that guy, so that was probably like my biggest freak out. Thoughts on Jock at first? He shouldn't be playing it, but I know they're going to, and I know he needs more time to get better, but we'll see. What is the update on David Freese? They expect him to be back sometime next week before before the All-Star break. So expect to see him back during the next homestand. If Nolan Arenado did not sign that 8-year contract, would you consider the Dodgers signing him? 100% yes. I was actually really upset when he signed the 8-year contract. I was happy for the Rockies that he's committed, staying to one team most likely his entire career, but I really did want him on the team. That was like my free agent that I really, really wanted the Dodgers to get. Oh, okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Should Will Smith become a starter or stay on the bench when he's up in the majors? If he's in the majors, he needs to be playing. I think that's the reason why they keep sending him back down to AAA, is you don't want to mess with his development. He needs at-bats every single day. He's a good hitter. You don't want to bring him up to the majors and just sit him. If he's not getting consistent at-bats every day or every other day, he should be in AAA, getting those at-bats, learning pitches better, seeing more pitches. That's the kind of stuff that I think the Dodgers really, really need to focus on, is which they're doing. Their player development. They don't need to focus on it. I guess I should say us as fans need to be a little bit more understanding of that, I guess is what I meant to say. Because I really want Will Smith back, but at the same time, I understand why it's better for him to just chill in AAA until they got time for him every day. Who do you think is better in center field, Pollock or Verdugo? Tell your dad it's Verdugo, 100%. We've seen what the guy can do out there defensively. His arm is insane. We've seen Pollock struggle a lot, which is funny because Pollock is actually supposed to be a very good defensive player, so I'm not sure what's going on out there, but I would take Verdugo every day of the week, and we've already seen why, I think, this season. So it's just, it is what it is. I really, my thing is I just really, really, really hope Pollock does not take time away from AAA. That's my biggest fear. I mean, it's not about running out of breath in Denver, but I'm glad you've never ran out of breath. Looking back, do you think it was right to trade Yordan Alvarez for Fields, considering he's swinging a hot bat? Also, after these last 2 game score lines, are Rockies still using the humidor or not? I think it's really hard to say. I mean, looking back, obviously it wasn't a good trade because Fields didn't work out for us, but any trade can be looked at like that. It's really hard to, yeah, I don't know. It's obviously now we look at it and we wish he had him, but at the time, I'm sure it was the right move. So I think that one's kind of a hard one to really look at. You can always say that about any trade. I mean, look at the Zach Lee, Chris Taylor thing. I'm sure Mariner fans are like, we were stupid. We never should have got rid of Chris Taylor. We should have kept him. I think every trade kind of goes like that. Also, after these last 2 game score lines, are Rockies still using the humidor or not? I don't know. Joe Davis and Oral made it sound like they are, but whatever they're doing, it's not working. Baseballs are obviously juiced. There's no way they're not. no, MLB cannot claim they are or aren't, I should say, but it's yeah, they're juiced. It should be that way. Or it shouldn't be that way. So I don't know if they're using it or not. Whatever they're doing, Coors is not working for anybody except for the Rockies. Oh, thank you, JDS Third. I appreciate that. Would you let Justin Turner go if we sign Nolan Arenado? Next year, Turner would be on his last year of his contract. I don't think they would let go of him. My opinion on it I would have moved Turner to first base. Let Turner play first, put Muncy at second, Seager at shortstop, and Arenado at third, and then you just let Turner, once his contract's up, you either only offer him a year or you just let him go. I don't think they would have got rid of him. He's still a big team, a big piece to this team, I believe. But I don't think they would have let go of him. I really wish we could have, really wish we could have got Arenado next year. Do you believe Whit Merrifield would fit on the Dodgers? No. And I only say that, I mean, he would, obviously, he's much better, but I just don't, I just don't think we need him. I think it would be a waste. I think we need bullpen help. I hope we beat the crap out of the Red Sox this year too. I'm gonna be there in 2 weeks at those games, so I really hope we do well. Do you think Turner will get better offensively? I mean, he reached base all 5 times tonight. I'm not 100% sure what more we want him to do. He's just not a power hitter, I think, like he used to be. But he's still having a great season. It's not like he's struggling or anything. He's just not, we're not seeing him kind of crack the home runs like we used to. And I think we've had a lot of guys like Bellinger, Muncy kind of pick up, I don't want to say his slack or anything, but they've picked up and they're doing a lot more, I think, than we're used to. So I think that's why maybe we're thinking, but the dude's hitting 298 with an on-base percentage of 379. He's slugging 450 and his OPS is 828. Those are all very, very, very good numbers. So I think I think he's fine. Who is your all-time least favorite Giants player? Barry Bonds. I cannot stand that guy. I hate that guy with a passion. That is the guy that I was raised as a Dodger fan and told that I should hate. So that's the very first Giants player that I ever remember hating and that my dad taught me to hate. So I cannot stand Barry Bonds. I hate that guy. In my mind, Hank Aaron is still the all-time home run leader, not that guy. Bumgarner, I hate him. Yeah, I hate him too, a lot. So I agree with you there. But Barry Bonds is the first one that came to my mind because that guy's a lot worse. What do you think MLB is going to do about fans running on the field? I think the net extension is going to stop that from happening. I also think, unfortunately, I don't know if it's something that's ever going to stop happening. I think you're always going to have people like that, but I think the net extension will do them a lot of good. Who will we get? Will Smith, Brad Hand, or Felipe? Is it Felipe or Felipe? Not that, I mean, if you guys can figure out how to type to tell me the difference, I'd appreciate it. Will Smith, I know a lot of people would like him. I'm not sure if the Dodgers and Giants will trade. Brad Hand is another one that comes out, whose name comes out a lot, and then Felipe is the latest. So it could be Vasquez or Hand or both. It just depends on what the Dodgers are willing to give up. I would like to see them get 2 pieces. But if we can get one of those guys, okay, Felipe, right? Wait, tell me if I'm right. You said Spanish. Felipe. Yep, there we go. Thank you. That's what I thought. So, yeah, I think, I don't know. I would really like to see Vasquez. I'd really like to see Hand. But I think Vasquez might be. Yeah, and I see Shane Green's name brought up a lot. I don't know about him. Is he the Tigers? Is that where he's from? Detroit, Shane Green? But I do see his name brought up quite a bit. I just don't know anything about him. My pug wants to know if he can play shortstop. I mean, hey, if he can make that throw and hit, why not? Thoughts on PED users in the MLB? I can't stand it. I wish nobody cheated. I don't know. It changes the game. It changes the way I feel about players, and I just wish they would all stop. I just wish they would all stop doing it. But I know it'll forever be a part of the sport, unfortunately. thoughts on Buehler. I think Buehler is going to be something incredibly special. I don't know if he will be up there with Kershaw's level, but I see him being able to do kind of like our next Kershaw. Very, very important piece of this franchise and going to be our ace for years and years to come. The dude's a stud. What he does out there for his age and how good he is just, it's mind-blowing. It was Coors Field yesterday. Buehler's not all of a sudden bad. He was a victim of Coors Field, unfortunately. How do you think Kershaw will do tomorrow? I think he'll do pretty well. I think I heard Joe and Oral say that he actually has really good career numbers in Colorado, so that one will be exciting. See how he does. Hopefully really good. How many wins do we get? Coming into the season, I had us at about 97, 98 wins. That's kind of what I thought we would end up. I think we might actually end up over 100. It just depends. Because if anything, I see our team getting better with the return of eventually Rich Hill, with the return of Seager, with the return of Pollock. I just see us getting better. We're going to get better bullpen arms, so I could see us getting about 100. Dustin May just got called up to AAA, and he will be playing for the National League Futures team at the All-Star game in Cleveland. I think he's someone we will see, but I don't think he's someone we will see until September. But that dude is a stud. I watched him a few times in spring training, and that was a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun to watch play. Do you believe Ryu will return next year? I keep forgetting he will be a free agent. I think whether or not Ryu returns is 100% up to whether or not the Dodgers want to keep him. He has been verbal about saying he wants to stay in LA. He loves playing for LA. And I think that's why he took the 1-year deal. Yeah, $17 million is a lot. Obviously, he wants to make more money, and so he could go out and prove it this year that he's worth more than what he would have gotten had he become a free agent in 2018. But I really think he wants to I think he wants to stay in LA, and I think that's going to work to our favor. He might be willing to take a pay cut. It just depends, because our rotation is going to be ridiculous next year. Rich Hill is a free agent. However, we still have to think about Maeda. We still have to think about Urias. We still have to think about Buehler, Kershaw, Stripling, Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin, Dennis Santana, Caleb Ferguson. So I don't know. It'll be an interesting one. I hope he stays. He's great. But I hope he stays. Any concerns with Rich Hill and his injury and return and reinsertion back into the lineup? No, I'm not worried. He sounds like he could return this year, and I think as long as he returns, that dude's a fighter. I think that'll be very good for us. No, I don't think we can get Mookie Betts, and we're not trading Pollock. I know everybody wants to trade Pollock, but it's not happening, at least not this year. Maybe when he's got a year left on his contract, they might be able to figure something out, but it's not happening right now. Where's your favorite place to sit at Dodger Stadium? It depends. If I don't have a budget, it would, of course, be Dugout Club. If I do have a budget, I like Loge a lot because I like field level. However, everybody gets in your way at field level just because it's a straight on look. You can't see the entire thing. I like Loge because it allows you to see more of the field and you're still pretty close. And then if you're on a budget, I absolutely love sitting in Top Deck. That's where my season tickets are. I just like the view. I like how isolated it is. The lines for everything are a lot shorter. You get in and out of the stadium a lot quicker. But that's, of course, if you're trying to save some money. I know a lot of people don't like to go up there because it's insanely steep. Do you think Buehler will get the Cy Young or Ryu? It's going to be Ryu. If it's not Ryu, it still won't be Buehler. Dude is doing really good this year, but there's a lot of other NL pitchers who has more of a chance. Kershaw has 2 more years after this year. He had 1 year, and then he signed 2 more. So we have him for 3 more years. Well, 2 more after this. Yeah, I think Bellinger will compete next year with it being in LA. I think a lot of players, it means a lot more to them when they're in the home run derby at home. So I could see him doing that. I heard your opinion on the All-Star game, but I would like to ask if you think that Ryu could possibly start. I think Ryu is going to be the starter because Dave Roberts gets to choose because we won the NL pennant. So I'm pretty sure he already said that Ryu would be the starter, or at least hinted to it, because I don't know if he's allowed to say anything yet. But I'm 99% sure that Ryu's getting the start in the All-Star game. And I don't know if you guys remember about last week or so, they pushed every starting pitcher's day, their pitching day, a day back. by doing that, it actually allows Ryu to pitch in the All-Star game because he's going to have enough rest. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to. So I think that will, I think he will. That would be really cool. If we had any player in the home run derby, who would it be? It would be Bellinger. He already said no, so the next one would be Muncy, I think. But I don't think any of the Dodgers will be in the home run derby this year. I kind of hope they just enjoy their time off and relax and go do something for themselves. Yeah, I just would like them to relax. But I'll support them in whatever they do. Hey, my Orange County people, Jesus. Since he has lost velocity, are you surprised Kershaw has not added a changeup or two seam into his mix? All right, I have a confession to make. I suck about knowing anything about pitchers' pitches and even what they throw most of the time. I don't pay attention. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm at the game, so I don't pay attention. Oh my God, there's multiple Orange County people in here. Represent us lonely birds hanging out in Orange County with the stupid Angels literally down the street from my house. I hear the fireworks every night. So I don't know. I think Kershaw is very stubborn. Yeah, I think Kershaw's stubborn. I think next year we will see him do a little bit. I think we'll see him add a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know whether or not he will, but he's a stubborn dude, but he wants to win. So maybe we'll see him. I don't know. Are you looking forward to the London series? I am, but I want to know, does anyone know what time here those games are at? I have no clue. I don't even know if I'll be able to watch them. Aren't they going to be at like 3 or 4 a.m. or something like that? I don't know. But if you know what time it is, let me know because I am interested in it. Do you think this? I'm bummed. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. Ryu's ERA went up to 0.80, whatever, 1.80 or whatever. And so it really sucks that it went up so much because, like I said, most pitchers never have to pitch there. But the next pitcher, I think, has like a 2.16 ERA or like a 2.20 ERA. So he's still got a lead, but I agree, it does suck. Wait, okay. Do you think Kenta Maeda is going to get better? Kenta Maeda is pretty good, guys. I know a lot of people don't think that, but it's because our rotation is very, very good. But yeah, no, Kenta Maeda is pretty good when you think about the fact that he's a 4th or 5th starter. Most teams, he's probably a number 2 or 3, and he's our 4 or 5 guy. We're just that good. Do we have a good chance to win the World Series? Absolutely. We have a 50% chance because we're the best NL team. Now they are... Now we'll just have to wait and see from there. Santa Ana. Wow, you guys are close to me. I can't wait for him to be back either. Is it hard having season tickets? I would like to, but I'm too far. It's not hard. I mean, the only hard part about having season tickets is trying to justify missing a game. I have not missed a game since I got season tickets, because it's very hard for me to miss a game when I have a ticket. Why would I want to miss it? That's the only difficult thing. However, when it comes to the playoffs, it's insanely cheaper. So to give you guys an idea, obviously World Series tickets were cheaper last year because it was the 2nd time in a row. So when the playoffs come around in about September, they ask you have to pay for every single potential home game, playoff game. So NLDS, you pay for 3, NLCS you pay for 4, and World Series you play for 4. Whether or not they play those games, you pay for them. You'll get a refund if not, but you pay for them. 2017, I spent $1,000. Well, I spent more than that because I went to multiple games, but I spent $1,000 on one ticket. Last year, as a season ticket holder, I spent $1,000 and I got to go to every single playoff game. So that's the way to look at it. It's huge for playoff games. I don't know how much you can actually sell them for because now it could be the 3rd year in a row we go to the World Series. So that's how it is. But I love it. I actually wasn't going to keep my season tickets this year. I only wanted to do it once to say I've done it before. I wanted to say that I was a Dodger season ticket holder. But then I found out about the All-Star game and I decided to keep them because I want to go to the All-Star game. I will go to the All-Star game. I don't know how, but I will go. And so I'm hoping we get like a lottery pick or something so that way I can guarantee going. So I will keep them. And to be honest, I probably will never get rid of them. Even if I only go to 30, 40 games a year, it's just a really cool thing to be a season ticket holder. So that's how I like it. Are you going to make longer vlogs in Boston? One of my dreams is to go to Fenway, so definitely will love longer videos of Fenway and Boston in general. So the plan is to give you guys, the plan is to give you guys a very good vlog. However, it has been a dream of mine since I was 12 years old to go to Fenway Park and to visit. And I'm going with 4 very good friends, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I don't know how much vlogging I will do. We are doing a stadium tour. I will 100% vlog that, just like I do with every stadium. I will 100% walk around and show you guys the entire stadium during game time. I will do a vlog every single night when I am in Boston. I don't know if I will do any vlogs, though, in the city of Boston. So I will absolutely do them of the game. I don't know about the city of Boston itself. Maybe I'll take some videos and mash it all together for one big video at the end of the trip, separate from the games. But if you guys have Instagram or Twitter, my username is @Dodgers_Randy. That is going to be most where you're going to see a lot of my stuff, my pictures, videos that are games, but also not games, stuff that you won't see in the vlog. So I promise I will try to do my best. I may not be able to upload the vlogs until the next morning or even when I get home from Boston. So you guys might have to be a little patient with me because we're going to obviously not just be going back. It'll be different. And Boston is the only trip that I am going on where I am not trying to work the entire time. So I may not be uploading videos until the next morning once we get home because I'm not going back to my hotel right after my Airbnb right after the game. So be patient with me, but I promise there will be vlogs from Boston and I will do as much as I can to get you guys the best content. But again, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You will see a lot more on there, a lot more than you'll see on the vlogs. London game is at 10 tomorrow and 7 on Sunday, both AM, of course. Thank you so much. If we get rid of Ryu, will we trade for another pitcher? No, we have a lot. Like I mentioned, Kershaw, Maeda, Buehler, Urias, Stripling, May, Gonsolin, and Ferguson are all available. That's 8, I think, if I counted right. That's 8 without Ryu, so no, I don't think so. If we could go back and sign anyone in the 2018 free agency, who would it be? I would have liked to get Kimbrel. That's my thought on it, was I would have liked to get Kimbrel. Kike, Barnes, or Muncy at second? Muncy, 100%. Muncy deserves it more than anything else. Who do you think we'll see in the NLCS? That's a good question. Right now we're in first, so we would play the wild card, which means it would be the NL Central versus the NL East, which is probably going to be the Braves versus either the Brewers or the Cubs. So I think we'll face whoever comes out of the NL Central, whether it's the Brewers or the Cubs. Actually, I don't know if the Cubs will get past the Braves. So if it's the Braves and the Cubs, I think we'll see the Braves. If it's the Braves and the Brewers, I think we'll see the Brewers again. But who knows? It's always such a crapshoot with the playoffs. Some people think that the NL West is the weakest. It's not. I can tell you that right now. The National League itself is much more competitive than the AL. If you go take a look at the records, almost every single team is still in the running for the wild card except for, I think, the Giants and the Marlins. Every other team is in with like 5 or 6 games of the wild card. Go to the AL side of things, there's only, I think, 4 teams that are still in the running, and then they have like 15, then they have teams that are like 15 games back, 14, 10, whatever. So no, the NL West is not, because if you look at it, the Rockies are in the wild card race. The Diamondbacks, I think, might be in the wild card race. So I don't know. I don't agree with that sentiment. I don't think the NL West is very good. It's definitely the worst in the NL, but I don't think that it's the worst in all of baseball. How do you have enough free time to go to all these home games? Because it's not free time, it's my job. This is what I do for work. My vlogs, my website, all my social media, brand influencer deals. This is my job. So that's how I'm always doing these things, because I need to make a job and a career out of it and make money. So that's how I do all of it. I don't make a living wage right now. Right now, everything I do is from money my dad left me when he passed away. He was a diehard baseball fan. He's the reason I'm into this the way I am. So I have quit doing my job, which was Uber and Lyft, and gone 100% in on this. And I make a little bit of money off YouTube from you guys watching. So thank you for everyone who watches these videos. And if you watch the ads, I get even more money, or if you click on them, whatever. But I get money from this. I have a couple brand deals with companies that pay me. And then I have a website that I'm working on, which is Dodger Yard, YARD.com. I would love if you guys, check that out. Let me know what you think. That is also going to help make me some money. Not yet. Right now, I don't make anything. It'll never cost you guys a penny, but that's all. I will also be making some money. How much are season tickets? I pay $1,400. It's about $16 a game, and that is for Top Deck. Where you get them, it depends. I have friends that pay $8,000 for one ticket for field level seats, so it really just depends. Do we have to get playoff arms? Do we have to get bullpen arms in the off season if we don't do it before the playoffs? No, because getting bullpen arms in the offense is always difficult because relief pitchers, you just never know what's going to happen. I think that's why the Dodgers didn't want to spend the money on Kimbrel, didn't want to do much, and that's why I think they wait every year to do the trade deadline, so that way they can actually see what pitchers are doing well this year, because we saw it last year. Look at Dylan Floro. Look how good he did last year. Now pretend he's on a different team and we trade for him, and then we trade for him and he performs the way he does this year. Like, you never know with relievers. I mean, look at Kenley Jansen from 2017 to 2018, totally different guy. So no, I don't think that if they don't do it in the playoffs, I don't think it'll happen in the off season. Have you taken the Dodger Stadium tour? Yes, I've done the regular tour and the stadium tour, or the clubhouse tour. I suggest doing both of them. They're a lot of fun. D-backs fan, but love watching the Dodgers play. Take the next two from the Rockies. Thanks. I appreciate you watching. Oh, I do. I use Waze all the time. I drive so many different ways through LA. Can I be a part of your vlog? Sure. If anyone wants to be a part of my vlog, you just have to find me at a game. Then you can be part of it. When do you think the Dodgers will reach their peak? I think it's going to come after the All-Star break. I think that's really when we're going to see them kind of get going. They usually do well after the All-Star break every year. So I really think that we'll just keep going, because I think, if I remember, yeah, Dodger gang, woo. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that up, but you know, I believe according to MLB schedules, we actually have the easiest schedule in all of baseball, the second half. So that'll be huge. We'll be able to kind of chill a little bit and not stress out. I think we had one of the hardest schedules in the first half. I mean, we played St. Louis, we played the Brewers twice, the Cubs twice, so it was a pretty tough first half of the season. How many games would you go to a year before you got season tickets? Or wait, are you a fan of ownership splashing money for players or being more budget conscious? They need to spend all the damn money. You know how much money we pay to go to games and to support this team and to have Spectrum? They need to spend all the money. I do not care about what kind of money the front office is making. I don't care about their paychecks. I want to win a World Series. So money should never be an issue for a multi-billion-dollar organization. How many games would you go to a year before you got season tickets? I didn't start going to a lot of games until about 2014, 2015. Wait, no. 2016, I think I went to 20-ish. 2017, I think I went to 42. And then that's where I am now. I'm at every game. Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate it. Imagine if the Dodgers actually signed Bryce Harper. He'd reach 100 strikeouts tonight. Yeah, probably. All right. I'm going to answer whatever questions are on there next. Armando, you're going to be the last one I answer. We've already done this for an hour, and my dog hates me. She's very mad right now. Do you believe Bryce Harper is overrated? I don't know. I think the thing is, he's still so young. He's just hitting his prime, and I think he can get better. But I do think a lot of us hyped him up over the off season. I wanted him really bad. I'm very glad we did not get him. But yeah, I think he could be a little overrated at times, unfortunately. I didn't say that in the off season. In the off season, I said no way, but I don't know if he is or not. He does strike out a lot, but that's just the way it is. I feel like with baseball now, everybody strikes out because everybody only cares about friggin' home runs. Do you consider bleacher season? Did you consider bleacher season tickets? I did, but the amount of money you have to pay more, it's like it goes up from like it's almost like $7 more a game, which adds up to like $600-700 more. And then I'm sitting that far away. I like sitting there sometimes, but it would really be a pain to do a vlog from the outfield every single game because it's really hard to see what's going on from out there in a vlog. So I've thought about it. If anything, I will go lower. I will not go to the outfield. Oh, that's cool. You ran into Kelly and Bellinger. Have you gone to a game with Pantone? Yes, I did. Last year I went to a couple, and I did the couple years before. I do not do anything with them anymore. I go on my own. Have any expectations for the Dodgers-Yankees series in August? I think it'll possibly be a World Series preview, and I think it's going to be a great series, and I'm just hoping we win it. But I expect there to be a lot of hitting that series. I expect a lot of home runs and a lot of offense with these two teams. Most hated team besides the Giants? I'm trying to think. I think it would have to be the Cardinals. I cannot stand the freaking Cardinals. I hate that team. I hate their fans. I hate that team. I cannot stand the Cardinals at all. And no, I would never run onto the field to hug a player, ever. Never, ever. The only time I'd run on the field is if they won the World Series and everybody else started running on the field. I would never take the chance of being banned from the stadium. That would suck. Okay, the last question. Best moment that you love with the Dodgers. So I'm assuming you're asking me the best like moment I've seen. One that comes to mind, games that I was at. The first one that comes to mind every time is NLCS Game 2 in 2017 when Justin Turner hit that walk-off. Well, your brother sucks. Sorry, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I just really hate the Cardinals. I was sitting in left field pavilion that night when he hit that home run. I wasn't even supposed to be at that game, but I was. I got a free ticket, and that was insane. I don't even remember it happening. I like blacked out as soon as I realized. Like, I don't remember Turner running around the bases. I don't remember him touching home plate. It was just, I just remember beer, soda, water, because I was in the first row, all flying on me. It was insane. There were people crying. There were people screaming, yelling. There were grown men crying because they were so excited when that home run happened, and it was insane. The next biggest memory was Game 1 of the World Series that year when Taylor hit the home run off Keuchel. That was a same thing. That was insane. I didn't black out, but to this day, I honestly thought I was going to die because I was sitting in top deck and the entire ground was shaking. I've never felt the stadium like that before. I thought it was going to crumble. I thought it was going to crumble out from underneath us, but that was insane. I loved it. And I hope we get so many more. Oh, and of course the 18-inning game. I was at that entire game with the Max Muncy. That's probably one of the craziest things I've ever done for a baseball game before. It was stick it out that entire game. I was at the stadium for 12 hours that day. But you know what? Other than that, this is 68 minutes, almost at 70. We've never done one this long before, so I really appreciate all of you that stuck this out. Thank you for the questions. As always, I really appreciate your guys' support. It means the world to me. I'm gonna go though now. We'll do this again soon. I love doing these. I can't do them every night because I get really caught up and want to answer all the questions. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's get this win tomorrow. Kershaw on the mound. I think we're gonna come away with a big win. Lots of offense. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. So thanks again, and I will catch you later. Bye, guys.